What's poppin', everyone? I'm Don Ferguson, and welcome back to the Teeqlife Cantina Bar for a brand new episode of Something New. If you're just roaming around on the internet and you find the Teeqlife YouTube channel, let me explain. This is where we try, taste, and review liquors from all over the world. But our show is just a little bit different because we do it from the consumer point of view, because in our eyes, the consumer drives the business. What are we trying today? I think it's pretty fucking obvious. They're right here. They're sitting right here. We're trying some tequila. Calirosa Tequila. This is a brand that's getting a lot of attention around the world because they do something a little unique, but it might be because of the owners as well. We're going to talk all about this as we crack one open. We're just getting right to it, people. Gotta be very gentle because it is a glass top and it's a glass bottle. These kind of scare me. Doing a double tasting of Calirosa Blanco and their Anejo. Let's get to pouring. We are going to use the signature Teeqlife tasting flute. Oh man, I poured heavy. You know, it's been a while. We've been on a little hiatus. Look at it's glass. You just got to be so careful with this. Plus, you know, the top is actually very stout, so it's short. So a lot of people, you know, you get those big long corks like Fortaleza, and you know you're pushing down for about 3 days trying to get that cork in there, then it breaks off. It's a true story. That really happened with a $150 tequila, Calirosa. So there's a lot to, it's like fragrance. You know, it's like you're walking through Macy's in the perfume aisle, and you know everybody's trying to bombard you and sprays. You know, you just smell like a candle when you leave. But before we get to tasting, we got to talk. Calirosa Tequila. Who are the owners? Well, two celebrities, Adam Levine and Behati Prinsloo. She's a model, people. Of course, Adam Levine pulled a model. Well, what do you think? Hold up. Wait a minute. But they didn't just go to, you know, Jalisco and you know, open up a distillery. No. They partnered with a producer that has been producing tequila for 582 years. I may have exaggerated that. However, this is produced by the Real family and within their kosher certified facility. Kosher. I don't know. Does it say kosher? Look at, I need my glasses. I'm getting kind of old here. This family has been producing tequila since 1942. No, not Don Julio 42. 1942. It's an actual year. I know people just, whatever. We're just going to move along. This is their Blanco. And I don't know, can you pick that up? There is a tint. You can see the tint. Now, this is aged for 1 month in red wine barrels. How can it be a Blanco? Well, here's where we're going to break it down really quick. A Blanco is typically unaged, or many people don't know, it can be aged up to 1 month in some sort of barrel. It will give it a little bit of a hint of color, especially with this being a red wine barrel. You're really picking up, it's like Pretty in Pink. You know the 80s movie? This Blanco has already won some awards, but notably, it received a 93-point rating from Meredith May and Tasting Panel Magazine. If you don't know what Tasting Panel Magazine is, so like Forbes is to the business world, Tasting Panel Magazine is to the spirits industry. Let's talk the particulars about both of these tequilas. So this is NAM 1459, 100% Blue Weber agave, harvested anywhere between 7 and 9 years of maturity. They're cooked in stone brick ovens. I couldn't really find out how long it's cooked, so I'm going to assume anywhere between 30 and maybe 45 hours. That's typically the average. It is twice distilled using deep well watered, and it's fermented for about 50 hours. And both of these are 80 proof. Finally, it is time to taste color. Now, in this glass, you can see a hint of pink, but when you really pick up this bottle, you're getting it. So rested in wine barrels for just a month, you're going to get, you know, like you ever take a dropper of like red dye and you put it in water and you swish it around, and it gives it like just a very light pink hint. That's really what's going on right now. So kind of lovely, kind of different. It stands out. You know, people will probably think, oh, they dyed it. Nope, from my understanding, they are using red wine barrels. Check the aroma. Now, I'm telling you right now, I'm swimming in this aroma. I mean, it's circling my head. It's driving me crazy. Maybe because I haven't drank for about 2 days. Really, really clean. It's nice and fruity. I'm picking up some berry, aspects of it. So there's berry tones in here. Wow. It's not, I don't get a lot of alcohol. So like the ethanol vapors, they're not metastasizing my eyeballs whatsoever. Is that a thing? I don't know. I just made some shit up. But there's a nice honey sweetness to it. I'm really picking up a lot of those fruity, like strawberry flavors or something. I don't know exactly. Now, I'm not really good with wine. I don't get that whole world. There's like 4 million wines out there on the market, Cabernet, Pinot. Like, I don't really know much about wine, and that's a fault of mine. But when it comes to, this juice, this Blanco, I'm picking up a little tiny hint of oak. Taste one. That's not what I expected whatsoever. So a little pepper did hit me on the back of my tonsils. It really smacked it, but it dissipates. There's a lot of flavor going on. That really caught me off guard. And I'm tasting, like I said, there's some berries. So like strawberries, I'm really picking that up tremendously. There's a honey citrus sweetness in there, but that pepper, maybe it's just on my first taste. Could be. So let's do round number 2. Wow. I'm picking up the barrel finish. So that red wine barrel is definitely shining through. It's got a floral tone to it. So fragrant, strawberries, 100% for sure. I'm picking up some agave, but it's kind of being muted by those barrels. And then on top of it with the strawberry. Now the strawberry's not overly pronounced. Like, it's not like, oh my God, it's just, a straight powder strawberry or anything like that. It's not. It is very subtle. It's actually really pleasant. And I've tried a Rosa tequila. I think it's rested in rosé barrels or something like that. And I wasn't particularly fond of it. But this one is actually more appealing. So let's do number 3 because third time's the charm. That is a very different sipper. I'm still getting some of that pepper, that heat, that spice on the back end. And here's where the misconception should be. A Blanco really should never be overly smooth. It shouldn't be something that you sip and it's just completely no burn, palatable. There should be a hint of spice or a hint of white pepper on the back end, and I'm getting that. There's no doubt about it. I'm getting some of that pepper on the back end, but there's a nice agave sweetness in there. I'm picking up a little bit of agave, but it's really deep down within the glass because it's really being overpowered by those barrels, which is only a month, but it's still, you're getting enough of it. And on top of it, some of that red wine, so the berries, that's really shining through. Pretty nice. A nice sipper. I'm wondering what it would taste like chilled, because it would probably bring out a lot more of the character of the juice. But we have an Anejo to try, people. Let's get to it. Once again, glass top, so got to be careful with it. This is an Anejo, so we are going to go to the Old Rip Van Winkle Distillery Glencairn glass. I did a nice pour. Ooh, look at that. This is aged 18 months in California wine barrels. Now, I would assume that it's California red because I think California is really known for their red wines. This one also received a rating from Tasting Panel Magazine. 95 points. Holy shit. It's been few and far between that I've ever tasted anything that was near perfect. Color. Ooh, look at that. Nice golden amber hue with a touch. There is really, like, if you put it up to the light, you see the legs are just really cascading down. It is like a nice curtain call. But there is a hint, a hue of red in here. I can really pick it up. It's a beautiful color. It's really shining with all these studio lights in here. Wow. I'm picking up some wine. Now, 18 months, you're going to really have something a little bit more pronounced. There's no doubt about it. But what else is shining through? Some chocolate. Oh, that is really lovely. That chocolate really is coming through. Some caramel or caramel. I don't know, tomato. There's some nutmeg in there. So it's like a spice, like that fall spice. I think it's used in pumpkin pie, stuff like that. You can really pick that up. It's almost like a clove coming through. I'm wondering if that's from the barrels, because there are some, wines that have some of those properties or those tones. But wow, dried cherries are coming through. I'm getting some, ooh, right there. That was like a chocolate maraschino cherry. Holy shit. This is crazy. Like, I'm getting a lot. There's a lot of depth in here. Now, if you don't nose like this at home, I highly encourage you to, lead to that experience, because it really creates a different type of tasting. Some fruit. I mean, you're really picking up that dried fruit. And just a touch or a hint of vanilla. Not vanilla ice, but vanilla. Well, it's just time. Let's taste. Round one. Wow. Oh my goodness. There's layers to this. It's like a cake that has like 14 different layers. Like, I could taste different things going on. Like, the chocolate is really, really lingering on the back end of it. I'm getting some vanilla as well. So a chocolate, it's got to be from the barrels. There's a dried cherry in there. A lot of the stuff that I said in the aroma is really kind of shining through. This is, I hate to use the word smooth, but shit, it really is. There's like no real pepper on the back end, but there's just a lot of flavor. I talked about, you know what, let's do number two. Wow. That's kind of outrageous. I mean, there's just so much going on. There's a nice subtle sweetness to it. You're getting some wine resonating. So if you've ever had like a chocolate wine, or like a red chocolate wine, I don't think they make a white chocolate wine. Anyway, so a dark chocolate red wine, it almost tastes like that. It resembles that so much. There's just, you're getting some of that barrel in there as well. Man, it's like a chocolate maraschino cherry. I'm going in for 3. It's actually quite delicious. It's kind of reminding me of a dessert tequila. So this is something like, maybe if you got, a nice chocolate cake, or, I don't know of anything else but chocolate cake, really. It's going to pair magnificently. I mean, you're getting so many tones. Even a little bit of like butterscotch is shining through now. I mean, the more that you taste and the more that you smell it, you're gonna get so much. But I'm really telling you, all in here in my palate right now, it is swimming with like a chocolate cherry. Especially like those ones you get at Christmas time that's got the actual cherry in it, chocolate, it's got a little bit of that juice, whatever that juice is. It's got that sweet, that gushy stuff. It's all good. You caught me again. This doesn't sip like any añejo that I've really ever had. This is something very different. So the fact that it's aged for 18 months in those red wine barrels, it's going to make it a little bit more palatable. So if you have somebody that that really likes a wine, and they're really just starting to experiment with tequila, I would actually highly recommend both of these, especially the Anejo, because it could be something up their alley, especially if they're into red wines. So as you can see, my Anejo glass is down to the down, and that wraps up another episode of Something New here in the Teeqlife Cantina Bar. Calirosa, Blanco, and Anejo. What do we think about it? So the Blanco is not bad. I think it's something that is very unique, different. I'm gonna try it on the flip side and chill it a lot. Maybe put it in the freezer for about 14 days and see what happens. Watch that top. But I think that can bring out a lot of flavor. Very different. These are very unique. And what I like about it is they're challenging the industry. They're disrupting the industry by doing something very, very unique and different. So why do everything the same? This one, I absolutely really like. I think it's unusual, it's distinctive, it has a lot of different flavors. So this is like a specialty añejo. Would I buy it? I probably would. But I would sip on it occasionally. It wouldn't be an everyday sipper. This is something very special, and I think it pairs extremely well with any kind of dessert. If you want to see what's coming up on future episodes, be sure to follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. If you're a brand owner, or you want to recommend something, or you want to reach out and kind of get my top picks, email me. I will make sure that I have somebody answer. Life's too short to drink bad liquor. Choose wisely. I don't drink bad liquor. We'll see you on the next episode. Cheers.